So, starting off with the standard build order, you would want to start with the power plant, and the shortcut for the power plant is F1. So you would want to click F1 on your keyboard and wait until it's queued up and ready to go. And then once it's ready, you would want to press F1 again to select the power plant and then place it, left click to place. Then you would want to queue up the barracks and then press R to go to the defense tab and then queue up the watchtower. These are the default hotkeys. So if in case you changed them, you would also want to look at and study them yourself. Then you place the barracks in the same way you place the power plant. You should queue up the refinery next with the F2 hotkey, and then place the watchtower and sell it. The hotkey for the sell button is right here. It's Z, and to actually go back to the main tab is E as well. So if you hover over it, you'll see all the default hotkeys, which is really handy. You'd want to use this scout to just scout around, maybe kill some opposing scouts from the enemy. And in the barracks, you would want to use F3 to queue up the engineer if there's a tip spike on the map. If there's 2 tip spikes, you would want to queue up 2 engineers, and so on. If there are none, then you don't really need any engineers. And probably queue up 1 or 2 scout squads. That applies for basically any faction, be it NOD, MOC, Vanilla GDI, SOCOM. You'd want to get scouts. If you go for only 1 or just any number of scouts after you made them, you would want to really sell the barracks so you can get that money, that power is not wasted on the barracks, and you get an extra scout early on in the game. Don't forget to capture tip spike. And while you're doing all of that, you would need to place the refinery. Preferably you want to angle it so not like this, not from away from the field, but towards the field. That is kind of important. It shortens your mining time from the harvester. And you would want to queue up a war factory after that. And I'm doing this pretty slowly now, just to kind of demonstrate what exactly you need to press and what I'm doing generally. And then later on I will do a repeat, and I'll do it basically fast, and also give you some times for reference. If you want to repeat it yourself, maybe time yourself to see how fast you're doing it. So once again, same thing, F4 for War Factory to queue it up, as the same with all the other structures here. You would want to also place it. You would want to angle War Factory actually towards the field, so the harvesters come out and don't have much travel time. And you would also want that repair to reach the harvester in the refinery as well. So this is just a nice way of putting the War Factory. Generally, pretty much everyone does this. It is very standard here. Yeah. In War Factory, you actually want to queue up only 1 harvester at the start. And have this set up, and then wait until you get this second refinery. This is the safest way to do it. Of course, you can start making your next harvesters, but for the start, if you're just learning the game, this is perfectly fine as well. Just get better at this, and you'll soon learn more how to optimize this build order. Yeah, so you place the refinery and you see your low power, so you queue up a power plant. And you would want to queue up 2 more harvesters in the War Factory as well. F4 button, you can do that as well. For Squin, sometimes it can be that the harvester is on the 3rd spot. You would want to press F3 in that case, but you'll have to just learn that yourself. Okay, so once again, you place down the power plant. And then after this, you would really want to just pack up your MCV with, I have F as the default keybind for me, which I rebinded. But normally the default is Control A. I recommend rebinding it actually. But basically then you can go ahead and expand to the next field with your MCV. Yeah, but using this keybind is nice and handy.
Let's get to that tip zone.
And this is the standard build order, essentially. That's what you need to do. After this, you could start queuing up various units, like pit bulls, prayer tanks, or APCs. For NOD, other units obviously, but still. Also, one more notable thing. For NOD, you would want 2 power plants at the very end, instead of just 1. Because their power plants are a bit weaker, they cost less, they take less time to produce, but they also give less power, so you would want more power plants there at the end. Then expand and start building your next expansion. But that is basically the standard build order that I kind of want to teach. Keep in mind that this is eco-based build order, and that means that if anyone rushes you and you don't scout it and you don't act accordingly to counter the rush, you will be absolutely decimated, and this will not save you whatsoever. But if you do not get rushed, then this build order is fine. And completely fine to execute in multiplayer. Alright, and here I'll be doing the same build order, but just faster. How you really want to be doing it. You really want to make sure you master the hotkeys here and just make sure that you don't take too much time with queuing up structures. And you want it to be very streamlined and always have something queued with your MCP, especially at the start of the game. And get those counts out as well.
I got their code.
And also, I'm gonna show reference times on screen that you would like to have. Generally, the build loader, just by the times alone that it takes to produce structures, it takes 99 seconds for GDI and Squin factions, and takes around 100 for nod factions. So obviously you cannot reach those times with human resources, but you should be able to get close to them, and my personal time generally is around 102 seconds.
On my way.
So it's somewhere around that time region is where you would want to aim, and I'm counting the time from like the moment the game starts, from the first power plant up until the last power plant. So for now it'll be the third power plant. For GDI and Squid it'll be the second power plant, when you can already expand it for MCV. So that is the times I'm counting here. And also this video was recorded on the R18 map pack, which is basically what most people use these days to play online. So I would recommend getting it. It's down in the video description. I have a link for it with free automatic installers, which you can get and easily download it. And it introduced some balance changes and bug fixes. And yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Insufficient funds.
So this is basically everything that I want to show you, and this is just basically me showcasing how to do this builder fast, or quickly rather. And I hope this helps for you in your future games, and you could potentially master it and get some very fast times, and maybe even beat some good players with it. It's nothing too extraordinary, to be fair. There's a lot of different builders out there that could do way better. But this is, I would call the standard, or at least a standard eco build order that you could execute pretty consistently.
Let's get to that tip zone.
Let's set her up.
Okay, so thank you for listening then, and this will be basically it on my first video, and the kind of the standard, the basic builder that you would want to use, and the hotkeys that you would want to use for it as well.